Angel Reese is legitimately bad at basketball, like god-awful. One of the worst coordinated players I've ever seen, just throws shit up and prays. They're treating her like a make-a-wish. Angel Reese has reached a surprising low point, and it seems her highly celebrated team may already be growing tired of her dramatic antics. I guess those bikini pics and half-naked videos that Angel Reese puts on social media, I guess that's not translating on television into ratings. Strange. In her very first game, Reese put her trademark stubbornness and resistance to change on full display, resulting in head coach Nola making the bold decision to bench her. What led to such a dramatic call so early in the season? By the way, when she got benched, the comeback was on. What does that tell you? The reason? Reese struggled to keep up with a fast-paced game and made decisions that could, at best, be described as catastrophic. Could this be the start of a troubling pattern for the star player? At this dump of a league is an unrivaled success, when the reality is it's an unrivaled, huge, embarrassing failure. It almost seemed as if Reese was sabotaging her own team on purpose. Was this a case of overconfidence gone wrong, or is there more to the story? So Angel Reese was 3 of 7 from the field. Once again, cannot get to that 50% mark. 5 turnovers, 14 rebounds, 10 points, and a big fat juicy L, 79-73. Her team lost the game. Angel Reese entered the unrivaled basketball league as if she were the second coming of basketball royalty, but instead she walked away with her reputation in tatters. How did things go so wrong so fast? What the hell that is? By the way, in case you're wondering, yes, Angel Reese is getting absolutely roasted. Her fans are out in droves, seriously. They are celebrating this very mid that she actually made last night. They're trying to claim that this proves she's been in the gym, and congratulations, she hit a jump shot. This was a catastrophic meltdown that revealed the harsh truth about Reese. All hype, zero substance. Could this mark the beginning of the end for her basketball stardom? I thought Angel Reese was a mainstream celebrity. I mean, that's what the media keeps telling me. So, how come Angel Reese consistently fails to draw ratings? A 79-73 loss to Vol BC wasn't just a defeat. It was a glaring neon sign announcing that Reese can't keep up. To make matters worse, Ray Howard, Vol BC's captain, delivered a masterclass performance. With 33 points, effortlessly sinking 6 three-pointers as if it were just another casual workout. Meanwhile, Reese's contribution? A lackluster 10 points, barely enough to raise an eyebrow at a pickup game down at the local YMCA. Angel Reese is not the mainstream draw that she thinks she is. And speaking of mic drops, Vol BC head coach Nola delivered the ultimate one by benching Reese in the fourth quarter. Yes, you read that right. Angel Reese, the so-called future of the league, was pulled from the game when her team needed her the most. Talk about utter humiliation. Rose, BC head coach Nola. I know she's a very smart lady. She knows what she's doing. I think, there are some things she needs to clean up. And for whom? Stevens, a player whose stat line reads like a bad joke. 6 points and 8 rebounds. If you're getting benched for someone putting up those numbers, you've officially hit rock bottom. But let's not pin this entirely on Nola. Reese handed her every reason to pull the plug. Sure, her box score might seem respectable. 10 points, 14 rebounds, and 4 assists. But context is everything. Those numbers were empty calories, the basketball equivalent of snacking on chips when your team needs a full-course meal. High-pressure games demand high-performance players, and Reese just couldn't deliver, period. She's absolutely delivering on that double-double. That's right, points, rebounds, and of course, losses. Meanwhile, Ray Howard was out there playing chess while Reese was struggling with checkers. Howard's 33 points weren't just impressive, they were a statement. Shooting 50% from deep and hitting clutch play after clutch play, Howard showed the world what a true star looks like. Reese, on the other hand, couldn't even get the basics right. Missed layups, sloppy defense, and let's not forget that embarrassing foul on her block attempt. People are still debating whether it was a foul, but let's be honest, it wouldn't have mattered. Reese was out of position and out of her depth. That single play summed up her entire night. A blend of desperation and failure. Reese finished with a Rose's team-high 14 rebounds, 5 turnovers, 4 fouls, shot just 3 of 7 from the field, 42%, got benched for most of the fourth quarter. And don't even get me started on defense. Reese's performance on that end of the floor was as useful as a screen door. on a submarine. She couldn't guard a park bench, let alone someone like Howard, who was effortlessly torching her at every turn. Howard didn't just outperform Reese, she made her look like an amateur, a JV player who somehow stumbled onto a varsity court. Watching Howard dominate must have like staring into the abyss for Reese, a harsh, undeniable reality check. Someone said she's a terrible passer, but she's trying. You can see like her vision's there. And you can see what passes she's trying to make, but she just didn't make them. Let's call it what it is. Angel Reese isn't ready for this league. She came in riding the wave of her college success, thinking she could waltz in and take over. But the unrivaled basketball league isn't here for her. Overhyped theatrics. This is the big leagues, where players like Howard don't just play, they dominate. Reese is just trying to keep up. Her debut wasn't a stumble, it was a nosedive. And honestly, if she doesn't step up fast, that bench she warmed in the fourth quarter might become her permanent home. She's one of the few, if not the only one, who looks so out of place on the court, like she's playing a different game. It's strange. Nola Henry's coaching decisions sparked a firestorm across the basketball world, and Angel Reese was right at the center, flailing helplessly. Henry benched Reese, her supposed star player, during the most crucial moments of the game. Critics are calling Henry's rotations bizarre, but honestly, can you blame her? Reese, the so-called future of the league, was about as useful as a screen door on a submarine. Henry runs a fast-paced, high-energy system that demands agility and quick decision-making. Meanwhile, Reese is stuck playing basketball like it's still the 90s, relying on outdated post moves and sheer physicality. It's like handing someone a smartphone, and they're still trying to use it as a pager. Reese just can't keep up, and Henry's benching her wasn't a mistake. It was a desperate attempt to salvage the game. By the way, she got benched in the fourth quarter, pulled right out of the game. Speaking of disasters, Rose Bea's offense was a complete train wreck, racking up over 15 turnovers and making it look like they were playing a very competitive game of hot potato instead of basketball. Sure, Henry deserves some of the blame for running offensive schemes that looked like they were drawn up on a napkin 5 minutes before tip-off. Turnovers, fouls, it was a disaster all around. But let's not let Reese off the hook here. For someone who's been hyped as a future MVP, she looked like she'd never seen a basketball court before. She was out of sync with her teammates, out of touch with the game's rhythm, and out of reasons to stay on the court. Her benching wasn't a random punishment. It was a flashing neon sign from Henry that said, "You're not cutting it." Reese might be great at padding her stat sheet with rebounds, but when it comes to making a real impact, she's about as effective as a chocolate teapot. Thanks for watching, and subscribe my channel.